Hello, so my name is Hannah Lucas and my persuasive speech is going to be on organ donation. So what is organ donation? So I have the definition here for you. Organ donation and transplantation is removing an organ from one person, which is the donor, and surgically placing it in another, which is the recipient, whose organ has failed. So here are some facts about organ donation. In the United States, over 100,000 individuals are currently on the waiting list to receive an organ, and this includes men, women, and children. Another fact is that approximately 20 individuals die each year while on the waiting list. And the reason for this is because there are not enough donor organs available. One single organ donor can save up to 8 lives through organ donation, and one single organ donor can improve more than 75 lives through tissue and eye donations. So there are some common myths and misconceptions about organ donation, and we're going to go over some of these. So one is, if you become an organ donor, then medical professionals will not work as hard to save your life. This is not true, because whenever you're in your time of need, the goal of the medical professional's job is to save your life. Another is, I'm not in good health, so my organs are useless. Well, this is not true. Just because you might not be in the best of health and some of your organs might not necessarily be appropriate, it doesn't mean that all of your organs will not be appropriate. Another is, I can't have an open casket funeral if my organs are donated. This is also not true, because there are many people who have become organ donors and they do have open casket funerals, because the people at the funeral home clothe the individuals to where you're not able to see this in a very respectable way. Another is, my family will be charged for my organ donation. This is not true, because organ donation is completely free. And last but not least, a lot of people think that the rich and the famous people in need of an organ somehow get placed at the very top of the list. Well, this is not true, because there is certain criteria that each individual who joins the waiting list must meet to determine their place in the waiting list. So who can donate? Anyone and everyone. Individuals of all ages, genders, and race can become an organ donor. As I kind of stated earlier, organ donation is not necessarily based upon your age, but it is more so based on your past medical history and your current physical condition. So even, if you're worried that you're not in good health, still become an organ donor, because in the end, organ procurement organizations are the ones who end up deciding whether or not what organs are able to be donated. And as I stated earlier, just because some organs may not be appropriate for donation, it doesn't mean that all the other organs are useless and that the tissues are useless as well. So many people wonder, why donate? Well, this is a quote here, and I think that this just really shows pretty much every reason why you should become an organ donor. The quote says, "Committing to be an organ donor is a generous decision that can save the lives of up to 8 individuals, and even more if a donor can give corneas and tissue. Almost anyone, regardless of age, race, or gender, can become an organ and tissue donor, and there are no costs to the person's family or estate." So I just feel like that each and every person should become an organ donor, because you're making a very selfless decision that is providing someone a second chance at life, meaning you're literally a lifesaver. So many people might wonder how to donate. So you can join your state's donor registry. You can also register to become an organ donor on your driver's license. And a way to identify this on your driver's license, if you do choose to become an organ donor, or if you were looking at someone else's driver's license, is there will be a heart on the driver's license indicating that you are an organ donor. You can also sign and carry an organ donor card that you can always have on you at all times. But one of the main things that you need to do is to make sure that you let your friends and family know your wishes of becoming an organ donor. So for the cause and effect analysis, the cause is you become an organ donor, and the effect is you save lives. So I highly encourage everyone to become an organ donor because you're literally giving the gift of life. And here is my works cited.